Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice, not bad. I took your basic supermarket coffee and put it in the French press. Like a Folgers kind of stuff. Like my supermarket's home brand that they call breakfast blend. Never made it in the French press, but it's decent. I could serve that to a guest. Not nearly as good as my home roasted coffee. You know, at least once a week I get someone saying, "What's with the chopsticks?" Or "You're stupid for doing the chopsticks," or "Shove those chopsticks up your ass." I mean, I actually get emails and comments like that. What's with the chopsticks? This one thing I know to be true. Every time you drive by a Chinese restaurant, you think of me. The song Brick House by the Commodores, or I should say the woman in the song Brick House by the Commodores. She's a good example of someone you might want to date, but not marry. Wendy, let me in. I want to be your friend. I want to guard your dreams and visions. Just wrap your legs around these velvet rims and strap your hands across my engines. Together we could break this trap. We'll run till we drop. Baby, we'll never go back. Bruce Springsteen, 1975. It's a good song. I mean, you got to admit it. Born to Run is a good song. When business is slow, the untrained business mind lowers their prices. Discounting and lowering your prices also lowers your reputation. If you live by price, you'll die by price. Instead, add something to the service. A premium, a little extra. Only give discounts to new customers just to get them in the door. Remember, there's always those who will beat your price. Always. But they can never match or beat your service. Never compete on price. Compete on service. That right there is gold for anyone in the service industry, which I have been in full-time and part-time at various points in my life. Make the words codswallop and flapdoodle great again. I remember someone saying they're tired of someone's drivel, and I looked up drivel, which means silly nonsense. But even better than that are the synonyms for drivel: twaddle, claptrap, balderdash, gibberish, mumbo jumbo, poppycock, piffle, tripe, hogwash, baloney, codswallop, flapdoodle, guff, tommyrot, bunkum, and crapola. Hence, make the words codswallop and flapdoodle great again. Tell someone today that you're tired of their flapdoodle. Or what's another good one? Tommyrot. Makes me laugh. Claptrap. Piffle. I heard, what's a word that you have heard? Remember horse feathers? I'm tired of your horse feathers. What are some words for drivel or silly nonsense that you know? Put it down below. I'd love to hear it. A capnismologist. Do you know what a capnismologist is? A pipe tobacco, or cigar salesperson. Interesting, right? Speaking of capnismologist, I had a dream last night about John Harden right before I woke up, like an hour ago. And his car was broken down, and it was about a block or two from church. And I went past him and I said, "John, I'll be right back." And I went, parked my car in front of the church and got a couple guys that I knew were there. And we were going to go back and help him push his car. And then the dream ended. I didn't get a chance to help him. Isn't that weird? It's odd that I had a dream about him so quickly like that. He's the guy that was called Matches 860 on YouTube. And he passed away last week at, 64 years old, right before his retirement. Just odd that I had a dream about him. He must have been on my mind. Interesting. You know, I had a dream about my grandfather. I remember about 10 years after my grandfather died. I really grieved the death of my grandfather. Something about it just really hit me. And I would think about it and get sad. I would think about him and get sad. And I would be in denial. He can't be gone. He can't be gone. Long story short, one night I had a dream about him literally 10 years after he passed away. And in the dream, he was not sick. He was in good shape. I mean, he was lucid, like the grandfather that I remember. He died in 1986, and I had the dream in 1996. And I was talking with him in the dream, and it was just me and Grandpa. The dream ended. It wasn't sad or anything like that. It was good. And after that, I never dreamt about him again, and I never had anxiety or sadness or grief about him again, ever. How do I interpret that? It saddened me for 10 years. And then he showed up in my dream completely well and normal and not sick. And we had a good talk. And I never grieved about him ever again. It was almost as if he was saying, I'm okay. Everything's cool. In my dream. Very weird. I have no answers for that. All I'm relating to you. I have no symbolism for that. All I'm relating to you is my experience. That I never grieved him again because I was convinced he was okay. What are your thoughts about dreams like that? I know that can be an interesting subject for many people, but I just never had a dream like that. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses, come down from your fences, open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late. The Eagles, 1973. Dream, D-R-E-A-M, can stand for desired relationships, employment, and money. So if I say to you, what is your dream? What I'm really saying is, what is your desired relationships, employment, and money? Pretty cool, huh? You ever talk to some people? I'm not a big fan of this phrase. You say to somebody, hey, how you doing? They go, living the dream. And it's always in a derogatory sense, like it's sarcastic. Living the dream, like they're obviously not living the dream. Interesting, right? Have you ever heard anyone say, living the dream? First, the good news. I got my N95 face mask. Now the bad news. It's made in China. Just that alone, right there, just appeals to the conspiracy part of my brain. Think about it. Think about it. How perfect. Infect the N95 masks in China. Infect them. Start a coronavirus, a flu that kills people. Everyone has to wear masks to avoid the flu. They get the masks that are made in China. You can't make that shit up. It's not just science fiction, man. I'm telling you. The stuff that goes through the conspiracy part of your brain, there probably is some truth to that, unless you're truly paranoid, truly have a mental illness. But I'm talking about normal people whose brains go Your thoughts go to other places. Mine does all the time. I love conspiracy theories. Love them. When you are my age, your only true business idol is Colonel Sanders. What did he start at 65 years old? Something like that? Started Kentucky Fried Chicken, now called KFC. Interesting, right? Do you think that they went from Kentucky Fried Chicken to KFC because of the word fried? Fried is bad. Fried food is bad. Stop eating fried foods. Do you think they did that in a brainstorming session? Some marketer said, you got to change the name. It can no longer be Kentucky Fried Chicken. We got to make it KFC. People unconsciously associate the word fried with bad and death and dying young and heart attacks. Interesting. I wonder if it was, did it become KFC while Colonel Sanders was alive? That's what I would like to know. Black barbershops, you heard me say this yesterday, may be the last of the true man spaces left in the United States. White barbershops, for the most part, have become feminized. Do you believe that? I've experienced that a little bit. In my quiet time yesterday, I encountered a very profound truth. The secret thread that makes one relationship special above all the other relationships in your life. It was the best thing that I read all week, and it was Thursday, so today's Friday. Let me just read this to you. Let me see if I can get this. Ralph Waldo Emerson and C.S. Lewis each wrote well-known essays about how a common vision can unite people of very different temperaments. Lewis insisted that the essence of friendship is the exclamation, "Wow, you too?" While erotic love can be depicted as two people looking at one another, friendship can be depicted as two people standing side by side, looking at the same object and being stirred and entranced by it together. Lewis speaks of a secret thread that runs through the movies, books, art, music, pastimes, ideas, and scenery that deeply move us. When we meet another person who shares this thread with us, there is the potential for a real friendship. If nurtured with transparency and constancy, the paradox is that friendship cannot be merely about itself. It must be about something else. How fascinating. The paradox is that friendship cannot be merely about itself. It must be about something else. Something that both friends are committed to and passionate about besides one another. It's getting better. Friendship arises when two or more discover they have in common some insight or interest. Emerson said, "Do you love me?" actually means, do you see the same truth as me? Or at least, do you care about the same truth? The man who agrees with us that some question little regarded by others is of great importance can be our friend. This is why those pathetic people who simply want friends can never make friends. This is breakthrough crap here, all right? The very condition of having friends is that we should want something else besides friends. Where the truthful answer to the question, do you see the same truth, would be, I don't care about the truth, I only want you. No friendship can ever arise. Friendship must be about something, even if it were only an enthusiasm for dominoes or white mice. Those who have nothing can share nothing. Those who are going nowhere can have no fellow travelers. I can just end the show right now. How profound is that? Can you imagine, just when I think about friendships and I think about marriage is not a friendship, though. There's a difference. Let me take a sip first before I dive into this. If the marriage is about one another, people putting each other up on pedestals, it's not really a marriage, because the awe that you get from that person eventually is going to fade. The shine will eventually turn into a matte finish. That's the reality, okay? There has to be something that you have in common, doing things together. I love going to museums. Love it. I could just go to museums every week, okay? To meet a woman, which I have, who loves museums. Wow, you like museums too? To be with a woman, for me, who enjoys a certain period of art. Wow, you like that particular form of art as well? You like the Impressionists? Wow, me too. Rather than, I really like you, or you really like me. We have something in common. To me, I think this is groundbreaking stuff. Just another reason why you need to get the book. All right, get the book, The Meaning of Marriage. Just get it. Please get it. And read it slow. Put a bookmark in it. Every time you finish, put a bookmark in it. Underline it, take notes, highlight. It might be the best book that you've read in a long time. And it is for me, and you know I read a lot of books. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you Monday morning on the Daybreak Show, the home of sanity, clarity, and reason.